Sometimes I get so angry. I start screaming like a crazy woman. I can sometimes feel the rage welling up inside. Then I just want to end it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 years. That's how long I've been here. I feel like I'm suffocating. The drains overflow and it all flows into the building. You can hardly breathe. We live in such crowded conditions. Disease spreads quickly. And the anger grows.
Nazish has been stuck behind these walls for 12 years. She can see the sky, but only through the bars. The building is in one of the poorest districts of North Karachi, a huge complex that resembles a prison. The women here live behind bars. Their bewildered thoughts and ideas go round and round freely in their minds. The Bilqis Adi Centre is the largest psychiatric facility in Asia. The Adi Foundation is a welfare organisation that can be seen all over Pakistan. In many areas, it's taken over the responsibilities of the state. The Adi Foundation runs orphanages, maternity wards, ambulance services, along with facilities like this one, a hospital-cum-shelter for women. 15 years ago, there were 400 women living here. Now, there are 1,700. Every evening as the light fades, the volunteer staff prepare for new arrivals. Karachi is a city of 20 million people, a monster. And this evening, the monster will spit out another woman that nobody wants.
Karachi is huge. It's a dangerous city for young girls and for women especially.
For 30 years, Mohammed Bilal has driven through the darkened streets of the city every night.
When we hear that there's a woman wandering around on her own at night, we immediately take her off the street and bring her back to the centre. Because it's very dangerous for a woman to be on her own at the train or bus station, or even at the police station. The women that we find out on the streets of Karachi may be suffering from mental illness, or they may have been rejected by their families, or they were beaten and fled. I just got a call from the police. They've picked up a young girl. Is the duty officer there? Good evening. Is everything okay? Is that the girl? Hello, what's your name?
She doesn't speak Sindhi, only Pashto. Her name is Farida. She says she comes from Shah Town. But I called the police there, and no one knows her or has reported her missing. It's very late, so we called you. At least she'll be safe with you.
She seems a bit bewildered. Perhaps that's why she got lost. There's two possibilities. Either she wandered off from her family or her parents threw her out. We don't know yet.
Farida doesn't really understand what's happening to her right now. In Pakistan, people with psychological problems are seen as a burden to their families, so many just want to get rid of them.
She can sleep here in the center. First, she'll have something to eat. Then she can have a bath and we'll give her some clean clothes. We'll let her sleep first, and then in the morning, after breakfast, we'll try to find her parents. But in cases like hers, the parents rarely turn up. Very few come to collect their children. It would be a miracle if they came. Most of these girls end up staying here and grow up here. It's quite possible that we'll look for a husband for her one day.
Mohammed takes her with him.
At first, I cried every day on the way home from work. Everyone said I should give up my job, but I didn't want to. I believe God has chosen me to care for the poorest of the poor.
Dr. Naseem has spent a quarter of her life in these corridors. She runs the centre. She's all too familiar with how society in general views so-called crazy people.
Families in Pakistan have no idea about mental health problems, so they don't want to consult a doctor. And yet these conditions could be treated right from early on, as soon as the first symptoms emerge. But a depressed or mentally ill sister or wife is considered a disgrace, and so it's taboo. When they turn aggressive, the families start to get doubts. Sometimes they find no solution. And then they get even more aggressive. The women break things, they're restless, hit out at others, threaten to kill them. And so people bring them to us. Sometimes they arrive in chains or with ropes tied round their hands and feet. There are two categories of patients. Firstly, there are those with genetic conditions. They have congenital defects, so they're born with it. And then there are women who are quite normal, but they were subjected to abuse, husbands or mother-in-laws who beat them, locked them up or mistreated them in some other way. And that gradually drives them insane. They just reach a point where they can't cope with the abuse anymore, and they develop personality disorders. And in the end, they can't be kept at home anymore. Hira, how are you doing? Are you taking your tablets?
Yeah.
What are you taking?
An antidepressant.
Are you feeling better, or do you still feel depressed? Has your father visited you?
No.
He's never been, not even once? Okay.
On that day, I woke up, packed a few things. I got in the car and came straight here. My dad drove me. My name is Hira Mefus. My father locked me up here 2 years ago because of depression.
He doesn't want to take you back. Why not?
I talked to him on the phone a year ago. He promised he would come and get me, help me go back home again.
You need to convince your father to come and get you. He brought you here. Only he can get you out.
Call him and let me talk to him.
We let you talk to him before, a year ago. But if you want, I'll call him again. If he comes to get you, no problem. Then you can go.
Hira is still waiting for that call. It's her only chance of getting out of here. She's 31 years old, but she can only leave if a member of her family agrees to it. The same applies to all the women here. All of them hope to leave once they've received treatment and become stabilized again.
This is Najma. Her husband brought her here in 2003. For the past 10 years, she's not had a single visitor. Today, as she's been insisting on it, and because she's more stable now and we have her address, we're going to try taking her home. And this is Nazish Iqbal. Her father brought her here in 2006 and said she was sick. He said, "This is my daughter. Keep her here at the centre and give her treatment."
My family beat me and didn't give me any food. They hit me and threw me on the floor. They beat me with everything they could find, shoes or sticks. Slowly, I couldn't take it anymore. I started to hear voices. I was doing really badly. They were very difficult times for me.
And if they start beating her again?
That's my biggest fear. But that was 12 years ago now. It will be different today. Maybe they'll take me back and not hit me anymore. Plus, I have 2 boys. They are big now. They'll protect me.
They cling on to hope. Hope that things have changed now. That life outside will be different now. Better in some way. Nazish and Najma could be making the most important journey of their lives.
Najma, is this it here? Do you remember? Do you recognize the house? Come on. Nazish, you wait here for us. Do you know Najma?
Who? No, I don't know her.
This is Najma. Why did you say you don't know her?
This is Najma's mother-in-law. Her mother is indoors.
The mother-in-law then admits she does know her.
Are you crying?
Come and sit with your mother.
A woman asks the mother if she wants Najma to stay.
No, I don't.
Why not? She's better now.
She's useless. She can't work in the house. No man would want her. They'll only beat her again.
No one's visited her in 10 years. She pleaded with us to be allowed to go home again. She cries a lot. Can't you let her stay?
No, no.
What do you want, Najma? My own mother doesn't want me anymore. What should I do?
By now, all the neighbours have turned up, and they all have an opinion about what should happen to this 36-year-old woman. Finally, the mother-in-law agrees she can stay for 2 or 3 days. After that, we'll see, she says.
Her mother doesn't want her anymore. She says they have no room, she can't afford it, and we should take her back with us. But they're living here with the family of her husband, and her mother-in-law wants to give it a try. She says they'll keep her if she behaves well. If not, they'll send her back. I think they'll send her back in a few days. They won't keep her.
On to another district and more narrow streets. This was once where Nazish lived. But everything looks different now. Or is it just her memory playing tricks?
There are so many cars and new houses everywhere. I don't recognize my own neighborhood anymore. It's been 10 years since I came here. I can't find my house. It's difficult.
Hello. We need number 144, block 5D, near the mosque.
No one's really sure where it is.
Her address is incomplete. The one in her papers is wrong.
I have the feeling I'm never going to go home again. It's so sad. I've forgotten the address. I just want to weep. And now I'm back here again.
Just like Nazish, 3/4 of the women that they try to return home end up back at the centre. Hira has hardly slept. She knows that her future will be decided today in Dr. Nazim's office. Wednesday is the day that Dr. Ayaz visits, the only psychiatrist in the facility. With 1,700 patients, he's kept very busy. It'll be ages before Hira can get another appointment with him.
Hello, doctor.
Sit down.
Are those my files? What are you writing?
I've just seen how long you've been here.
Since 2017.
When you came here, you were doing okay, but your family brought you anyway?
Yes.
So who do you want to speak to?
My dad.
Can you remember the number?
Hello, Dad. Dad, it's me, Hira. How are you? Can I come home? Dad, I'm doing really well now. Come and get me. Who's going to look after me? We have servants. And I've always taken care of myself. Come and take me home. I can't stand it here anymore. Come and get me. Dad, I'll put you on the loudspeaker, then you can speak to everyone.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I know my daughter has been with you for 2 years. But my son is sick. My brother isn't well either. Please pray for us and keep my daughter there.
But she wants to live with you. She's stable now. She's been in treatment for 2 years. She's doing really well on the medication. She's very stable, and she even helps take care of other patients.
No, she's not well. She wanted to kill herself.
Yes, but back then she wasn't treated.
No, she was on medication back then too. I have her diagnosis. I went to doctors all over Karachi.
Wait a minute, let me pass you to Dr. Nasim. She knows your daughter very well. Have a word with her.
Hello. We are happy to keep your daughter here, but she is young. She has her whole life ahead of her. She deserves a second chance. As long as she takes her medication, there's no risk. Then she's quite normal.
I am sick too, you know. Very sick. And my son is not well either. Seeing to his treatment takes up a lot of my time.
Of course. But Hira... He's hung up. He says he can't take her back.
He doesn't want the responsibility. I will never talk to my father again. He's dead to me, just like I am to him.
Did you tell them you'd behave and they should take you back?
Yes.
What did they say?
My mother doesn't want me.
So she said no.
Najma too is back at the centre. Bilal found her standing outside the gate. Her family didn't even keep her for 48 hours.
What did you do over the last 2 days?
I washed dishes.
Whose dishes?
My mother's.
And now you're back?
Yes. They said they'd come and visit me.
That's what they said?
Yes.
Who will visit you?
My uncle and my sister-in-law.
We tried our best to return you to your family, but now you'll have to stay as they don't want you. Will you stay? Is that okay?
"250 metres long and 120 metres wide. That's the size of their entire world. A world where the days pass more slowly than elsewhere. Like a sad, monotonous waltz. The world outside doesn't want these women. They're seen as a disgrace to society, second-class citizens. Men even have a nickname for them, the ghosts of Karachi. A nickname that haunts them.